Hi guys, Msnaturallymary here once again, and today I'm here to do another video on the topic of virginity from my last video that I did, and I'll link it down below if you haven't seen it already, if you're new to my channel, or maybe this is the first video that you're seeing. From that video, I received a great deal of feedback, which was mind-blowing, that so many of you all watched, that it was a blessing to many of you all, which is pretty much the reason that I did it. I wanted to inspire and give some form of hope and to let you guys know that you're not alone. Whether you're a virgin or maybe you're somebody that is on a path to celibacy or practicing abstinence, or maybe you're considering practicing abstinence, I hope that video was really inspiring. Once again, if you haven't viewed that video, I'm going to link it down in the description box. I'll also put it here for you all. So if you click on the eye, you're able to go back and watch that video. So it is my hope that I don't just leave you guys hanging, just share my story and then not give you feedback or things along the way to help with your journey. So this video is just kind of a video to give some tips and things like that I've used along my journey to remain pure. These are things that you can use if you're actually thinking about it, if you're now with a partner and you guys have decided that you're going to be celibate, or if you're just somebody who is wanting to learn more about the journey. I do want to say to those who are still remaining pure, who under the video were saying things like, yeah, I don't feel like, you know, I'm 36, I'm still a virgin. Those who said you were 22, a virgin, 17, whatever your age is, if you're going down this journey, you are the real MVP. If you're somebody who's deciding to do something different from the norm and you're taking that off the table and you're now pretty much putting yourself at the center and you're focusing on yourself in a manner to say, you know what, I'm number one and I'm going to make sure that I am doing things that target or allow me to really hone in on my purpose, hone in on my destiny and not cause me to get off track in any way. Whatever your age is, I think you guys are awesome. Even if you're somebody who is now considering this journey, you are so awesome. This is such an amazing journey. And so I just want to provide tips for you guys so that you can have some things along the way to help in the process of remaining pure. The first thing is one that I mentioned in my last video. I shared the aspect of prayer and how that has been such a strong or significant thing in my own life in going down the path of practicing abstinence, making sure that I am praying to God. This is something that you cannot do on your own. You're going to need some help. And for me, it took that I had help beyond me, help beyond, friends. Like, I need the help of God. I have to pray. Jesus has to be at the center of it, and he has to be the one that's leading and guiding me. And in moments of my weakness, he's what makes me strong. Pray, guys, before you go to bed every night. Maybe 2 times in a day, maybe 5 times, whatever you got to do, make sure you include prayer. If you're not a believer, then prayer might not be something that applies to you, but I'm sure that I'm going to say something in this video that you can actually apply in your own life. So the next thing is accountability. And with accountability, that's just pretty much having someone present in your life that can call you, that can check on you, that's maybe a friend or a family member that could also be praying for you, which was number one, through your journey, to make sure that you're keeping intact what you said you were going to do in the beginning. Sometimes we get to a place where we may be weak and we need somebody else to be there with us and kind of holding our hand, not like the whole way through, but there'll just be moments where maybe you're feeling like, yeah, I want to call this guy. It's 1 o'clock in the morning and I'm feeling a little weak. I'm maybe wanting to go over his house. You maybe like send that person a text, or that person might check up on you regularly to see how you're doing with your process. So accountability partners are huge. That would be something that would be extremely helpful through your journey. So if you don't have one, I'd say seek out an accountability partner. It could be in a friend. So that brings me to number 3. Number 3 is evaluating the friends that you have and ensuring that the people around you are people that are healthy for your journey. If you have people around you that are toxic or that don't believe the same way that you believe in the area of purity, it could be in other areas as well, but since we're focused on purity, I'm just going to kind of stay in that vein. But if you have people around you who are maybe encouraging you to do things that don't relate to your journey, it's going to be even more difficult. So you're probably going to have to pray a little harder, or you're going to have to have even more accountability partners. It just makes it really difficult. if you have friends around you and they're not on the same page. They're kind of pulling you to the left when you need to be steered a little more to the right. So you want to make sure that the people around you are healthy people who are pouring into you, who are encouraging you to continue on the journey that you set out for, and they're not pulling you in the opposite direction. So when you're kind of having these moments and you're wanting to discuss maybe encounters with guys, they're not telling you, oh yeah girl, you should just get you some, or oh yeah girl, you know, it's okay, you can hang out with him really late, you can let him do this. You know, they're kind of giving you passes. You really don't need anybody in this journey that's just going to give you a pass and tell you, you know, just go ahead and just, you know, it's fine, just go for it. You really don't need that. You need somebody who's going to tell you, this is what you set out for, and this is the reason why you set out to do this. Just giving you constant reminders of why you decided to start, who believe in you, who believe in the reason why you're doing what you're doing, and that are pushing you and motivating you to continue down that path. So the next thing that I feel that is really important, which is number 4, is in educating yourself on STDs. Most often, some of you guys have expressed that you're not really going down this journey because it's something that you've decided to do for religious beliefs, but it's more so you just don't want to get pregnant or you don't want to get a disease. And that's really smart. So you want to educate yourself on the things that are going to be the consequences of actually making the decision to have sex. You know, sex is a beautiful thing. God created it. There's consequences for every action, and so it's important that you educate yourself on the consequences of actually having sex. So yeah, educating yourself is really important. So educate yourself on the diseases, also on birth control, because you want to make sure that you're ultimately protecting yourself. So if you're going down the path of deciding to have sex, you want to protect yourself in the process. And if you're somebody who's wanting to take that off the table, keep it in mind. The consequences of this decision will help you to continue on the journey, like so much more. So educating yourself is really important. This one probably should have been at the onset of the list, but I guess it's just in this, I just put it in this number. You know, these are really not in order of priority. For me, the first one, prayer, is definitely a priority. That's like number 1. I have to pray. Like, that's just huge. But on your list, it might look a little different. But I feel that developing a made-up mind, for some of you guys, developing a made-up mind might need to be number 1, because everything starts in your mind. It's pretty much a response to how you think, how our bodies function, how we move. It's pretty much starting in our minds. Our mind is what tells our body to do certain things. And so with that said, developing a made-up mind in the aspect or in the area of abstinence or purity is something that's necessary in continuing on the journey. So for some people, if you have a made-up mind about anything, if it's a made-up mind about, I'm going to college and it doesn't matter what it takes, it doesn't matter how hard it is, I'm going to make sure I'm doing whatever is necessary to go to college. Or it could be that I have this goal at hand for my career. I'm developing a made-up mind. I'm going to have the discipline necessary to do what it takes to get to that particular career. Whatever it might be, a made-up mind is something that is definitely necessary along this journey. And also keeping at the forefront of your mind why it is that you started down this path. That goal in mind and just like being so focused on purpose will help you in moments where you just want to give in. And with developing a made-up mind, something that kind of coincides with that whole concept would be affirmations. So with affirmations, it's something that pretty much affirms whatever it is that you're doing at the moment. It could be that it affirms or pretty much gives clarity to maybe something that you think about yourself. So one thing that I do almost every morning is I do affirmations, and I actually have like a board in my home that has different affirmations and scriptures and things like that to help me keep the right frame of mind. So if you need to do that, feel free to do that. I've seen people put sticky notes up around their house so they stay in the right frame of mind. So they're speaking the things that they want to see manifest. So in this area of purity, if you're wanting to remain pure, you could just say things that encourage you and motivate you to stay on that path. So it could be, you know, I'm bold, I am purposeful, I have a goal at hand, I value who I am, I know who I am, I was fearfully and wonderfully made, I am putting myself first, I'm choosing to keep myself, and I will be kept until I get married. It's just like a declaration. So you're declaring different things, and you can do it every morning. You can do it whenever you feel necessary, but developing a made-up mind and speaking those things that you want to see become your reality, I feel like that would be a good thing to incorporate into your journey. Another tip is to learn to be honest with yourself. And when I say be honest with yourself, I mean understanding things that might be a weakness for you. And with that said, it's kind of assessing your particular journey and learning yourself and the things that might not be good for you. I'm making sure to place emphasis on you because your own personal journey is much different from my journey or someone else's journey. So the things that might be a weakness for me might not be a weakness for you. You want to develop an understanding of you personally and what your triggers are, what your warning signs are for yourself. So being honest with yourself and knowing, you know, I can't stay out too late with this guy, or I can't call him too late. I can't actually watch a movie with him in my bed. I can't actually have him over at my house at all because I might decide to, you know, want to get out of my clothes or something. You know, you have to be honest with yourself. And with that, you want to make sure that whatever you know in the past was, maybe if you're somebody who's already gone down the path of having sex and you're now deciding to go down this journey of abstinence and remaining pure, you have to go back to those moments, not to, you know, kind of reminisce, but to reflect on the results of those moments and maybe what caused you to want to, you know, actually have sex. So being honest with yourself is huge, very important. Don't try to say, you know, I'll be fine, you know, if you know you're really not going to be fine. Because remember the last time you did that. Assessing the person that you're actually going to date is important. And letting that person know early is, oh my God, that is so important. Do not wait until you're having an encounter where maybe you guys are kissing or maybe you guys are, you know, being touchy-feely, and then you say to the guy, yeah, I'm a virgin, or yeah, I'm celibate. I'm not having sex right now. And so if you know your ultimate goal is to wait until marriage to do this, be upfront with the guy. Now, I'm not saying go on the first date, the first 2 words that you say to him is, you know what, I'm a virgin. You don't want them to think you're crazy. Now, don't go through that process of doing that and then you come back to me and say, you know what, Msnaturallymary, you told me to do that. No, it's not going to be my fault. Honestly, for me, I will tell a guy within the first 2 words. I will be very upfront, and it doesn't matter to me what I told them, because I'm focused on, I want someone that's attached to my destiny. I want someone who is meant for me, and I believe there's only one person that is for me. And so with that, if I tell you that and you're not able to handle it and it scares you off, then good. It's good that it scares you off because you weren't meant for me. Someone presented this whole perspective of sharing with a guy that they're a virgin and it didn't go over well. It's okay if it doesn't go over well. It actually did go over well because the guy that was not meant for you did not continue to try to pursue you. But the person that's meant for you, the person that's destined for you, you will not have to worry. You can tell him that, and it doesn't matter. Actually, it doesn't matter what you tell him. It's not going to scare him off because he's someone who's graced for your journey. There is someone that out there who can handle all your hiccups, whatever you have going on. There's someone who's meant for you. It's fair to the person. It's also very considerate of the other person if you let them know ahead of time that this is something that this is a journey that I'm on, and I care about myself, and I also care about you enough to let you know ahead of time, this is where to share that information with a guy. So then they're not, guys do this and it's really interesting. So they'll kind of use their little, you know, strategies and things to kind of get you. You know how you guys are, you're so clever. They'll try to get you in the bedroom. So they'll like wine and dine you, do all this extra little stuff to make you feel all cared about, all pretty and like beautiful, and they treat you like a queen and stuff just so they can, you know, scoot on in there and you know what they're trying to do. But yeah, if you tell them ahead of time, they don't have to spend so much money. You eliminate all that, them having to spend all this money trying to wine and dine you and do all this extra stuff. So then it kind of takes that off the table of these ulterior motives in trying to get with you. And if they're actually really wanting you for you, it becomes more evident if they're aware of that information. So let them know early. And if they truly care about you, they're going to continue to pour into you. They're going to continue to love on you and spend their money and spend their dime, open those doors and do all of the chivalrous things without that being something that's front and center. If the person doesn't stay, if they act differently towards you, it's pretty much going to highlight what their interests were in the first place. It's also going to show you that the person was more so concerned about that area than they were you. And I wouldn't want anybody to be in my space who's only wanting that particular aspect of me. You want all of me or you want nothing, you know, and be willing to wait for that because you're worth it. Don't be afraid to share that information with a prospective partner or your current partner early on. That is something that's key because it can be very misleading if you're in the act or you're about to actually, you know, go down that path and then you're like, no, I'm actually celibate or I'm a virgin and I want to remain a virgin until marriage. It's not fair, guys. It's not fair. Let them know, girls. Girls or guys, because I know there are guys who are also going down this path as well. I didn't see many guys in my last video that shared much at all about whether they were a virgin or not. I don't think I read any guys that said they were. I don't know why guys are embarrassed about that. Like, give us some feedback, guys. You know, we got all these girls saying that they're virgins or, you know, they're celibate. I know there's some guys that are on this journey. Give us some feedback down below. So if you're somebody who's on this journey, be bold, be different. We want to hear from you guys. As we wrap up, the last thing that I leave you with is dare to be different. You are on such an amazing journey. Don't allow anyone to discourage you and tell you that you are not doing the right thing. Don't allow them to try to make you feel like you're weird or anything less than what you truly are, which is amazing. So I just say dare to be different. As I looked at statistics on this particular topic over the span of several years, what I noticed is that there was a huge decline in those who were deciding to take sex off the table before marriage. We were at about 3%. So you are a part of 3% of our nation who is deciding to do something different. And I celebrate you all. If you're not a virgin, I still celebrate you. If you're making this decision to actually go down this path, you can always start fresh. I said in my last video, it's not too late to start over. And understand that you are different, and different is good. There was this guy a while back who said to me, he said, Mary, like, I thought girls like you were extinct. You're like a dinosaur. Girls like you don't exist. And you're evidence that girls like me do exist. That there are girls who are not having sex. And if you are, don't feel ashamed of it. You know, you can still make the decision. This is not a video to bash others who are having sex. It's just to provide insight on the area of abstinence and to just encourage and motivate you guys that it's something that's possible. I saw a comment and it broke my heart to hear this or to read it actually. There was a young girl who said, you know, I'm a slut and I'm a whore. You know, I've already had sex and I'm 14. That was your past. That was a decision that you made when you were young and, you know, it was a decision. It happened. Move past it. You don't have to live in your past. So don't feel that if you made the decision early or if you maybe made it later in life and you've lost your virginity that you're worthless or that you don't have as much value, because you're still valuable. God still sees you as valuable. I still see you as valuable. The very fact that you're still alive is an indicator that there's more life in you to live. There is purpose still inside of you. There are people that you're meant to affect. There are people that you're meant to bless and influence. So as you go down this path, know that you have something very valuable inside of you, and that value is going to seep out of you the more that you learn about who you are, whose you are as well, for all of you all. But staying strong and being consistent and waiting well is huge. I hope that something was said in this video that helped you along your journey. I may not respond to everyone that writes something. I got very overwhelmed in my last video because there were so many comments, and guys, understand that I cannot answer all of your questions. I'm not able to respond to all of your comments and feedback, but know that I do read them and I am aware of the things that you guys have asked for in future videos. Like, if there are any more video ideas that you all have, leave those down below. I look forward to doing those for you all. I will be doing videos with my boyfriend on this particular topic. You all can not only get a female's perspective, but also a guy's perspective on this particular topic. So if there are targeted areas that you all would like for us to hone in on, leave those down in the comment section and we'll try to do those. Gerard will be coming to visit me this month, and so we'll be doing several videos for you guys at that time. So yeah, I'll leave my boyfriend tag video here. I will also leave discussion videos. Those will be in the description box. When you all see the eyes at the top, there are going to be moments where there's an eye and there's a suggested video. Those are videos that I put up that are connected to this particular topic, or in some way, shape, or form I feel would be helpful just in your journey in general. Maybe if it's something about faith, or if it's something related to singleness, whatever your journey is, I feel like there's probably something that you'd enjoy. So yeah, if you haven't already, go ahead and push that subscribe button, tell your friends about it, go ahead and share this video with a friend. I really appreciate it when you guys share them, and leave your comments down below. I look forward to reading all of your comments and seeing all of your feedback, whether it's good or bad. You know who you are. I still look forward to seeing you guys in my next video. Bye guys. And I knew the moment that I saw her that I was in love. So it's like love at first sight. It's kind of crazy.